Today, we will do direct versus indirect speech, or it is also referred as direct versus indirect narration. It is an important topic in grammar. If you want to understand it, then listen and follow this video attentively. Let's start without wasting much time. Direct indirect speech, or also known as narration. Now let's see what is narration. The act of reporting the words of the speaker is narration. What is it? Act of reporting the words of the speaker is called narration. Now let's take here John wants to know something from Davis. John is asking, "What are you doing?" Davis responded, "I'm working hard for the examination." So John is going and reporting the Davis words to some third person. Now, how John will report what Davis has said to the third person? John will say, "Davis said, I'm working hard for the examination." You can see John is quoting exactly the words of Davis, what he has said. Let's take another example. Here, a student wants to know something from the teacher. She's asking, "Are you free now, teacher?" The teacher responded, "I am busy." Now, this student is going and reporting the sentence of the teacher to another student. How she is going to narrate it? How she is going to narrate it? She will say, "Teacher said, I'm busy now." Narration is done in two ways. One is your direct speech and second one is indirect speech. Now, what is direct speech? The actual words of the speaker are quoted as it is. When we are quoting the actual words of the speaker, it is called direct speech. We are not making any modification in the speech of the speaker. What speaker has said exactly word to word, we will be quoting in direct speech. The exact words of the speaker are enclosed in quotation mark. The exact words of the speaker are enclosed in quotation mark or inverted comma. Let's take the first example once again. John is asking Davis, "What are you doing?" And Davis said, "I'm working hard for the examination." Now, this is the direct speech when John said, Davis said, "I'm working hard for the examination." We have not done any modification in the words of Davis. So this is your direct speech. Let's take the second example once again. The student asked, "Are you free now, teacher?" And the teacher responded, "I am busy now." The student is going and reporting teacher's sentence to the third person. And the student will say, "Teacher said, I am busy now." Again, you can see we haven't made any change in the narration done by the teacher. So this is again your direct speech. Now let's see what is indirect speech. When the actual words of the speaker are modified. In indirect speech, we will be modifying the actual words of the speaker. Then it is said or written in simple language, or you can say indirect speech is a simple statement. Now, why do we need to modify the actual words of the speaker? Here, in indirect speech, we have to modify the actual words of speaker to avoid confusion when we are using indirect speech while reporting, just to avoid the confusion. Now, let's see how to change direct into indirect. Okay, now let's take the same example once again. Here John is asking, what are you doing? And Davis is responding, I'm working hard for the examination. As we have already seen in direct speech, it will be Davis said, I'm working hard for the examination. This is how John is going to report the words of Davis to third person. Now, some things that we have to take care of here is we have to notice here, the said is a reporting verb. Said is a reporting verb, and this is your reported speech. What Davis said, the narration or the words that we are reporting to the third person is your reported speech. And here, said is your reported verb. Now, when you are constructing a direct speech, what all things you have to keep in mind? Listen carefully. We use inverted commas, that is these quotations, to mark off the exact words that the speaker has said. One thing, we have to use the inverted commas to quote the words of the speaker. Second, the sentence inside the inverted comma is separated by a comma with rest of the sentence. Okay. Third, reporting verb is used like said in the example. We have to use the reporting verb, and here in the example we have used said as the reporting verb. The speaker's words are actually separated from the rest of the sentence by a comma. And then inside the inverted commas, the sentence will always begin with a capital letter. Okay, so once again, I'll repeat what all things you have to keep in mind while constructing a direct speech. One, reporting verb has to be there. Next, the words of the speaker will be enclosed within the inverted commas. The reported speech is separated from the rest of the sentence with a comma. The sentence inside the inverted comma starts with capital letter. Clear? Now let's see if we are changing the direct speech into indirect speech. In the indirect speech, how John is going to narrate the words of Davis. John will say, Davis said that he was working hard for the examination. Now, let's take what changes has come here when we are converting direct to indirect. First is, you can see there is no inverted comma or quotation mark, and there is no comma in indirect speech. No inverted comma and no comma are used in the indirect speech. Next, comma is replaced by a conjunction. Here, we have used that as a conjunction to remove the comma. Personal pronouns change according to the person. Here, personal pronoun, that is I, that is the first person, has been changed into he, third person. Okay, personal pronouns change according to person. The main verb in the sentence usually changes to past tense. If in the sentence the main verb is in present, it will usually change into past tense. Here the main verb is am, and it has been changed into past tense, that is was. All kinds of sentences change into statement. All the sentences here change into simple statement. Now, let's recap what all changes have been made in indirect speech. Removal of comma and inverted comma, use of conjunction, that, change of tense, change of first person to third person. Let's again take example 2. Student asked, are you free now, teacher? And teacher said, I am busy now. The student will narrate teacher's speech in direct form. Teacher said, I am busy now. Again, you can see the reported speech, that is, I am busy now, is inside the quotation mark. It is separated with the rest of the sentence with the help of a comma. The reporting verb is said. Clear? And the first letter inside the inverted comma is a capital letter. Now let's convert it into indirect speech. The student will say, teacher said that. We have replaced this comma with a conjunction that. I is changed into she, third person. Am is in present. We have changed into past tense. Was, busy. Now is again changed into then. Teacher said that she was busy then. Again, the changes that we have made in the indirect speeches are removal of comma and quotation, use of conjunction that, change of tense, change of first person, that is I to she. There are certain rules that has to be followed while changing direct speech into indirect. Let's take these rules one by one. Rule 1, part A. The present tense in the reported speech must be changed to corresponding past form. Okay, present tense should be changed into past form. We are making changes in the reported speech. Okay, so we should change shall into should, will into would, may into might, can into could, come into came, is coming into was coming, has been coming into had been coming. Let's take some examples. He said, Mohan shall come. Indirect speech. He said that Mohan should come. The changes done here, we have removed comma and inverted comma. We have put the conjunction said. Now, Mohan is a personal noun. So, we did not change it into small. Mohan shall is converted into should come. He said that Mohan should come. Next, he said Mohan is coming. It is present continuous. So we will change it into past continuous. He said that Mohan was coming. Next, he said Mohan has been coming. It's in present perfect continuous tense. So we will change it into past perfect continuous tense. He said that Mohan had been coming. Rule 1, part B. The simple past tense in the reported speech is often but not always changed to past perfect tense. Let's see how. Ali said, I drank water after the meal. Indirect speech. Ali said that he drank water after the meal. Here we haven't made change in the tense. It's in the present tense only, both the speeches. Next, he said, rain fell last night. Indirect speech, he said that rain had fallen the previous night. Let's see the changes that we have made here. Fell has changed into past perfect, that is had fallen. Last night has been changed into previous night. Rule 1, part C. The past continuous tense must be changed into past perfect continuous. Okay, past continuous will be changed into past perfect continuous. He said Sita was dancing. It's a past continuous tense. We will change into past perfect continuous tense. Indirect speech, he said that Sita had been dancing. Was is changed into past perfect continuous, had been dancing. He said Sebastian was playing cricket. He said that Sebastian had been playing cricket. In Rule 1, there is one exception. If the reported speech relates to some universal or habitual fact, if it is related to some universal truth or habitual fact, The simple present tense in the reported speech remains unchanged. Okay, let's see how. He said, man is mortal. In direct speech, he said that man is mortal. Now you can see here, inverted commas and comma is removed. We have put the conjunction that. Now here one thing you can notice, in direct speech, M of man was capital, while we have changed it into small letter in indirect speech. Why? Because man is not a proper noun. Clear? Next, he proved earth is round. Indirect, he proved that earth is round. As earth is a capital letter, proper noun, we haven't changed it to small. So, these are the universal truth or habitual fact. So, we haven't made any change in the reported speech. Rule 2. If the reporting verb is a present or future tense reporting verb. Now, the thing you have to keep in mind, we are talking about reporting verb. We are not talking about reporting speech. In rule 1, we were only speaking about reported speech, and here we are taking the reporting verb, that is says. This is the reporting verb here. So, if the reporting verb is a present or future tense, the tense of the verb in the reported speech will not change. So, the tense in the reported speech will not change. When the reporting verb is a present or future tense. Let's take two examples. The servant says. The servant says. Okay. Tea is ready. So this is a present tense. So we are not going to make any change in the reported speech. It will come as it is. The servant says that the tea is ready. Again, tea is not a proper noun, so we have made it small t in tea. Next, the teacher will say the boy was genius. Indirect, the teacher will say again is a future tense. So we are not making any change in the reported speech. The teacher will say that the boy was genius. Rule 3. Pronouns and possessive adjectives of the first and second person in the direct speech are changed into third person in indirect speech. Okay, now we are talking about the pronouns and possessive adjectives of the reported speech that will be changed into third person in indirect speech. Let's take example. Ram said, I am ill. When we'll convert it into indirect speech, remove the inverted comma, put the conjunction and make the changes accordingly in the reported speech. Ram said that he was ill. Let me explain the changes that are done here. In place of I, that is, the first person has been changed into third person, he. I has been changed into he. Am is changed into past tense was and ill. Ram said that he was ill. You can see the change in the person. First to third person we have changed. Next, Ram said to the girl, I know you and your aunt. Okay, now let's see. Whenever there is said to as reporting verb, said to in reporting verb, said to will be changed into told. We will write told. Ram told the girl that. Now the changes start because now we are reporting the narrator's words. I changes into he, third person. No is in present tense. This will be changed into past tense. No to new. You to her. Your again to her. Ram told the girl that he knew her and her aunt. Next, I said to the boys. Again, said to has come, so it will be written as told. Boys, it's in plural form, so the things in the reported speech will be changed in the plural form. I said to the boys, you should do your duty. Now, here you and your is referred to the group of boys. Okay, so we will change it into plural only. I told the boys that they should do their duty. So in place of you and your, we have used they and their. I told the boys that they should do their duty. Rule 4. In reported speech, the words expressing nearness are changed into words expressing distance. Whichever words are showing nearness, closeness, this will be converted into words that indicates farness or distance. Now, for this, now will be changed or converted into then, this into that, these into those, here, there, hence, thence, thus, to so, ago, before, come will be changed into go, today, that day, tonight, that night, tomorrow, the next day, yesterday, the previous day, last night, the previous night. Examples. He said, it may rain tomorrow. Okay, now let's see the changes that we will be using. Inverted commas and commas will be removed in indirect speech. That conjunction we have to put. Now we have to take care of things. It may. May will be changed into might. Rain tomorrow into the next day. He said that it might rain the next day. My mother said, I'm busy now. My mother said that I into she. This she was busy then. Here, am into was, now into then. He said, I met this man 2 days ago. Ago will be changed into before. He said that he had met this into that. That man 2 days before. I hope you understand this chapter. For more understanding, practice the exercises of direct into direct and listen to the video again. Thank you.